How's it going, everyone? This is Slayers J, and welcome back to my mini-series on mods I don't load without and space engineers. Today, we're going to start things off with a mod called Aorus++, which basically it takes all ore detectors and gives it a slightly extended range. Nothing that I seem to be like too overpowered, because there are some that go completely out of control. As you can see, this large one goes up to 1,200 meters. And where is it over here? Let's go in here. And in the small ship, it goes up to 300. So it gives it a slightly larger range, but not too overpowered that you don't need to be too close to the ground or anything like that. It makes it, to me, I think this is where the range should be. Not 50 meters and 150 meters for large, because that's too short and you're most likely going to crash a lot. Unless that's what the developer's intended plan was. But before we continue, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and slide the notification bell to receive more weekly content on this channel regarding any of the videos that I post. And also, I stream over on Twitch. Links down in the description below. I stream every Tuesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Times down below, as well as the times are on my Twitch channel. So I'd love for you to come by and hang out. And I stream Space Engineers. And I stream Space Engineers every Friday at the moment. But the next mod that I want to talk about is called SmartRotars. But Jay, you already talked about Izzy Solar Alignment script. Yes, I did. And I love this script. But I add SmartRotars, the solar roller script, just to have another type of solar alignment without me having an extra programmable block, depending on what I'm using it for. Like I would use, oh, that thing's coming that fast. Well, I would use these for, because this is the solar rotor for the solar panels. I would use this one more for like bunkers, to have a little to have a little power regeneration while I'm out and about. Like put them on bunkers so that they can always generate power, and then I don't really have to worry about it. And within this solar rotor script, it tracks the sun. Because as you can see here, this is the camera for O2 farm. So it has a version for just solar towers and O2 farms, which makes it very, very useful, especially even if you're not using it on a like ship or something. If you're just having like a small outpost somewhere and you wanted to collect an extra little bit of O2, you could put one of these up and it would generate O2 more effectively than you just sticking an O2 farm like in one direction. So it may get full flow for only a couple hours a day. With this, it will get it for a majority of the day. It will constantly be at full power. And let's show off its movement. As you can see, the sun is starting to rise. And they're starting to move. Now this one's stuck. But they're starting to move into location. As you can see, this one already completely 180 turned. I think this one is slightly stuck. I think this right here is slightly colliding. So if I remove that, it should turn a whole lot easier. So I think the best way to use these is right before you connect this up, put it on another pipe to have it off centered. So this block does not mesh with this block. And I believe that is it for the solar rotors. And now we have another mod that I use. It's called bullet trails, which you can see the little orange light going up. You can actually see that. You can actually see all the bullets instead of like on the vanilla, like where you can't. I was like, you know the gun's firing, but you can't see exactly where it is, and you don't know. It gives you that slight of, even though this part's not very realistic, I think it's cool and gives a nice visual effect, so that you can kind of move out the way if you can. If not, you try to move, especially if you're in a ship or something, move slightly so you don't damage the most important things on it. So like you would rather hit armor than hit a Gatling, a camera, or even like your remote control or something like that. I think just that in general, I think what makes the bullet trails so nice to use. And there's a bunch of different ones where the enemy color can be one color, your color could be something else and stuff like that. But I just choose the bullet trails, which keeps it all in nice orange. So that's what I use. Another mod that I use, oops, oh, good thing I turned off like damage, that would have hurt, is Rotary airlocks. I use these. They come in two versions, first of all. A corner version, which is this one right here, and a straight version where you can see straight through, where when you open it and you get in. On the straight version, you can go straight through. In the corner, you can make it so that you have kind of like a small fit, where you can kind of make stuff more tight and cramped for entrances. So I do like the rotary airlocks. There is a little thing that the modder put in here, but I don't see it. But I think it's in the regular one, where they kind of have just like a little joke. But that's besides the point. But rotary airlocks are pretty nice. Instead of having two doors to take up a lot of space, you got one door instead, which can be very, very helpful, especially like I said, in small situations. If you're trying to make a more compact, especially on ships, making compact ships, or even if you're just gonna make like a small med bay, you want to make it as small as possible. Using a rotary airlock would work as well, in my opinion. And the last thing I want to talk about is decoys. There's two types of decoys. There's regular decoys, and let's see if we can find them. Yeah, here they are. There's regular decoys that look like this, and they work quite nicely. But if you wanted to spice it up a bit, And this, to me, is a tribute to like Splitsy and Capek, who do a lot of Space Engineers videos and love other stuff. But here, actually, I need to change the color. Yeah, that's off. That's more like it. I think it's something like that. I think that's more of the Capek orange. But having these are decoys that would kind of like spice it up. Like you can either, it's just something other than a normal block like this. You can have decoys like this in place of it, which help change the gameplay a bit, where the actual whatchamacallit, decoy looks like a person instead of a block. And let's see, and here's Splitsy, and he likes his boring gray. I forget how dark it is. I'll just go with that. So these are the multiple versions of Capek and the Splitsy with his facepalm. But these are, like I said, these are just another set of decoys that I like, and I think it's fun to try to use to, because they even enjoy using them, so they wouldn't enjoy it. If they didn't enjoy it, they wouldn't have like allowed these to be in existence, basically. So I thank them for everything they do, and I hope they just continue doing what they're doing. But I think that's going to end this video, which we talked about decoys probably, which are these lovely decoys right here. We talked about the solar rotors. We talked about Aorus Detectors plus, which slightly gives Ore Detectors a larger range. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. For large and small, which I think doesn't make it too overpowered. And we talked about the bullet trails, which I think has a nice like visual effect for when you're firing weapons, or even if you was trying to use it to make like a montage, if you was able to record from another perspective while you're playing this. I just think it looks nice. So from that, I will leave it here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, or anything that you think I should have added, leave it down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Until then, take it easy.